I suppose, maybe I'll just ask you all to think about this question for a second. Could Jesus have done his mission all by himself? Him being God and all, I think he could have. But did he choose to gather men and women? In this case, the apostles are all men. Did he choose to call people to participate in his mission of the salvation of the world? Yes, he did. And he still does. And when we read about the calling of these apostles today to go out and proclaim the kingdom, and there is a particular priority, and there's an order, and there's all kinds of things happening in the gospel here, giving them power to heal, and then telling them where to go. He equipped them with certain gifts, right? And he called them, and then he sent them. And my brothers, my sisters, yesterday, those of you that were here heard me say that we have to cast out of our hearts by the grace of God, or we have to allow God to cast out from us a spirit of muteness, a spirit of timidity, a spirit of unwillingness to share the gospel. And recognize that we have been called, that you have been called. You have been favored by God. You have been given gifts. You have been asked to participate in the building up of the kingdom of God. And Jesus Christ has done this to you as a favor. You are favored by God. You are chosen by God. You are gifted by God. When we read about the apostles, we recognize their particular authority, the particular time and place in which they were called, the mission and ministry that they were given. And we honor the apostles, and we celebrate them, and we celebrate Mass and recall their lives. But my brothers, my sisters, hear God calling you. Let this truth sink into you. You are a child of God, favored by God, called to build his kingdom. That there's a crown of glory that awaits you for eternity, that God has fashioned for you. And he's calling us, and this is a great, glorious gift. And we should be humbled and grateful. And at least part of my prayer is, why are you so generous to me, God? The apostles have been called. You have been called. Not everybody that's called lives up to the vocation they were given. Not everybody allows the grace to sink into them. That's a mystery. Do I understand that mystery? I don't. It's a mystery. But I accept the reality that God chooses and calls us, and God allows us our freedom, and how these two things blend together. But we are, in the words of today's responsorial psalm, we are challenged, we are commanded, we are given the gift and the capacity to seek always the face of the Lord, to seek the face of God, to seek his face and be transformed by his presence, and call others to join in the kingdom of God. Hear yourself today being called. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that call. Rather, be grateful and humbled by God allowing you to participate in a mission that he could have done all by himself. And so today, we honor the apostles, we remember their call, and we seek the face of God and to live the calling the favor, the grace that God has given us.